Hi guys, welcome back to Chats with Courtney. I'm gonna invite my dear friend Maria for this episode. Just hello, babe.
Hi.
How are you?
I gotta go put this on something because I'm way too close.
Well, wait.
Thank you.
Of
And I have to turn off my space heater.
Okay.
So sorry, I was not more prepared.
No, you're good. Oh my god, me too.
That's better. No.
That's better?
Yeah.
Okay. So, welcome to Chats with Courtney. This is my dear Maria that has muscular dystrophy. She lives in Michigan, and we've been friends for quite a long time. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
So I actually know her personally, but I would love to share your story. So, Maria, tell my followers about you growing up with muscular dystrophy. And
So I was born with it, obviously, and I was actually diagnosed with SMA at the age of 2, which is kind of more of a severe type, and more common type. And until the age of 15, that's what I thought I had. And until I got a new doctor and he was like, we're going to do more testing. So we did, and it found out that I have limb-girdle muscular dystrophy. And limb-girdle is such a big umbrella as well. There's so many different subtypes of limb-girdle. So break that down, I have Emery-Dreifuss. And growing up, I was very active. I walked until I was in 5th grade. And the only reason I stopped walking is because I broke my hip and I was laid up for about 2 months. And in those 2 months, I lost all of my muscle. After that, I started using a wheelchair full time. And, it was hard for me to make the transition into a power chair or a scooter.
yes.
I started using a scooter in college. Yep. I was kind of forced to because you're on your own there. So it really helped me grow up. And I'm like, really, who the heck cares that I'm driving around a scooter? Like, I'm the only person that cares. So I got over that, and now I'm in my first power chair, but I've had it for about maybe 2 years. And I live in Metro Detroit area. I live with my parents, so I'm 32. I do modeling in the Detroit area, specifically when they need someone that is disabled. And I do work at a court reporting business. I do the collections there. So I call people and demand their money that they owe.
I love that about you.
My boss was like, I need someone, when she was filling the role, she's like, I needed someone who's feisty and who isn't afraid to tell someone off. And she's actually my neighbor. She's like, this would be perfect for you. And she's been really great. She's been very, some weeks I just can't go in. I've been through it lately, medically. And so she's been very patient with me, which has been very nice because most people would be like, bye.
Bye. Well, that's a dream job.
Very nice. It's been awesome. And it's nice because I can make my own hours. So
and your own money.
Right. That's another perk.
Yeah.
I don't have to buy things that I like, and I don't have to go to my dad for everything.
Yeah. No, I exactly. I totally understand. With muscular dystrophy, growing up, I don't know, I know that you got bullied, but like, how were you growing up with an able-bodied school and that in general is so tough. So how is your...
So I don't know if it's everywhere, but especially here, if you do public schooling, you get more access to, I guess, help and having aids and stuff. Yeah. However, for my first 9 years of school, kindergarten, 8th grade, I went to a private Catholic school, and it has its I absolutely loved my time there. However, if I had a disabled child who probably needed more needs than me, I would not send them to a private school just because I didn't have any help at all. The only help I received was from my friends. So
Wow.
they helped get my lunch. They got my books out of my locker. They walked to class with me early. And this was when we were like in grade school. So like I
Wow.
look back for a fourth grader to want to do that for another friend every single day.
Yeah, wow.
It was really, and we're still friends. So,
Aw.
I still remind them, I'm like, that was like unbelievable what you did. But after that, I did go to high school obviously, but I went to a public high school.
Okay.
And there I had absolutely zero friends. And I laugh about it now because at the time I absolutely sucked, obviously, but I went on to college and I made so many more friends and my life completely changed. But high school, I did receive a lot of help from the district.
Yeah.
I had an aide that pushed me around.
Yep.
So it was nice. But then, reality hit when I graduated. I wanted to move away to college. And the only way it could happen is if I used a power chair. I chose a scooter and that until I was about 30. So it's been an adventure.
Wow. I did not realize that you didn't have help until high school, an aide.
Yeah, what's really incredible to me is that I could walk without anything up until I broke my hip, which was in 5th grade. And, after I broke my hip, I returned back to school with leg braces. And
I know that leg braces.
Yeah.
The long ones, right?
And I walked the entire school with the leg braces, and I was learning how to walk with them. And my friends still were very patient. They even, I don't know if you remember, one of the style braces I had, you'd have to move your thumbs up on the blocks to unlock the brace so you could bend your. So each clip, my friends would have to do that. And I'm just like, it's just amazes me at that age that they were willing to do that, because I just cannot. I feel like it's so rare to find a young child that with that much empathy. So they really, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't have been able to go to that school 100%.
Wow. Shout out to those people. That's great.
Yeah,
I had all my life an aide, so the perks are having help. But the cons, you wanted to do things with your friends, and then this woman is like attached to you.
That was actually really annoying to me in high school, because I think I had 3 different aides throughout the 4 years, and one of them, she was extremely nosy. Like, she made a comment to me and said, she made a comment about my clothes and was like, "You must have tons of clothes with tags on in your closet," implying that I wear something new every day, which was funny because I wore sweatpants every day. She made awkward comments. I'm like, this is annoying to have to deal with. Like, I almost wanted to start using the scooter because of her. Yeah,
like I had that so many difficult in high school when I was a senior, and I just had this controlling aide. I'm like, get the fuck away from me. I want to go home.
That's so funny. That's how I felt. I'd come home and I'm like, and I'd vent to my, like, they knew who this lady. I'm like, she will not. And then she'd like ask personal questions about my family. Like, she just wanted, this is not your job to be prying into my life. It's just to take me to class.
Right? It's just like so mind-blowing that we were coping with the muscular dystrophy, and then like these challenges, like we had because the systems are not correct. And it's just like, wow, I was so young, and I was just like, as you said, we are an advocate for ourselves, because who is gonna be an advocate for ourselves and accept us?
Yeah.
And it's like, I just want to party with my friends, and then I'm just like, oh my god, and then I have to. It was
It's
annoying.
definitely it's a whole process.
So yeah, I walked until probably like high school. I got a scooter in middle school because my elementary was so little. So I would walk, but the elementary was like 2,000 kids.
Wow.
And I was just like be in the nurse's office so sick because my body couldn't
Aww.
tolerate that. So that's why my mom got me a scooter like you, and I was hesitant. I'm not using this. I'm so embarrassed. Blah blah. And then once I used it, I'm like, oh yeah, like I love this thing.
I know.
Like, that's our independence.
When I first started using it was obviously in college. I used it in the house before that, but I would be so embarrassed to take it out of the house.
Yeah.
But in college, I didn't have a roommate, but I had a suite mate, and the suite mate I had gone to school with my whole life, so I knew her really well.
Wow.
And the first day of class, I literally would not leave. I could not leave the room, and she had to physically push me out because I was so nervous at how these people were going to be reacting to a scooter on campus. I thought I was going to be like pointed at and laughed at and giggled at. I thought the worst. And it was like the opposite. No one cared. There were like throughout my 4 years, there were definitely a few times where, I don't want to say the word bullied, but
people make the stupidest comments,
but other than that, I think people just really don't care, and that's at the end of the day, that's kind of what I remind myself, that if I care, like that's the only person that does. That I'm using a mobile phone.
Yeah, now I don't even like look at people staring. My friends or my caretakers, like, she's staring. Like, do you realize that? I'm like, no, I'm just completely like zoned out.
I notice that, or I'm sorry, I don't notice that anymore either. It's kind of like, it just, I feel eyes on me, but
absolutely,
it's not to the point where it bothers me anymore.
I can literally go to Target in a sweatsuit and not care. Like, right. I don't care about the society judging us because they don't know what we're going through at all.
No, that's why I kind of wear sweats all the time, because I'd rather be comfy.
Right? So after college, you went home and you did a fundraiser every year for muscular dystrophy.
Yes.
You should talk about that.
Yep. So I moved home, and I'm still with my parents, and we do a golf outing every year for muscular dystrophy. I think it's like our it's going to be close to 30 years.
That's awesome.
And it's great because it's consistent every year with the amount of people that come. It's usually the same people, and there we get new people, but it's great because it's the same support system. But we've raised over like 1.2 or 1.3 million at this point. For the longest time, for majority of the years, we had given the money to SMA research, which...
Okay. Oh, you didn't have SMA.
Yeah, like that kind of stung a little.
And sorry, SMA. Sorry.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. It helped regardless, but I was like, damn. So now, I'm sure, as you know too, muscular dystrophy in the Detroit area is not good at all. The clinic shut down. It's not the same as like when we that too. We stopped giving the money to muscular dystrophy. We now keep it, and my dad's very strict about it. Like, I cannot touch it. It is strictly reserved for future treatment or medications or just anything in the future.
Yeah, SOS, hospitals.
Exactly.
People don't get it. Like, being disabled is so expensive.
So expensive. So great, because we do it every June and it's nice out and we do the whole 18 holes and then we have a nice dinner. But it's hopefully we don't have to do it for the rest of my life. I hope at one point there is going to be some type of treatment. And there is already for SMA, Duchenne.
So jealous.
Are those the only two that you know of?
Yeah.
However, I've come to see that from the MD groups that not everyone gets it. Like,
I know. I saw that.
I don't know if it's
multiple treatments. There's Spinraza, that's like the back shot, and then there's a home treatment that I heard about. So, I mean, it's coming, but...
And two, I think that you have to get it through your spine for one of them.
Yep, that's the Spinraza.
Yeah. Which I don't give a damn where you put it. Just give me...
Right?
Whatever you want. Just give me some...
We should talk about our stem cells treatments.
Yes.
Because we're twins. I don't think people really know about my stem cell journey because I really don't talk about it anymore.
Well, people will hunt you down and they get pissed. They get
pissed. I remember I think I was 17 and I didn't find you. I found you after my stem cell. But I remember telling my MD clinic doctor, he literally told my mom, are you gonna kill your daughter?
Oh my God.
Basically, referring that, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, bro, do you have, any suggestions? What is going on? I remember because all the residents, because, our muscular dystrophy is so rare because the residents love us. We're just the hot commodity. And the residents were looking at me what the fuck are you doing? But
yeah,
okay, if there's a treatment that we can try, that was it's
100%.
It's 12 years old. We did that when we're younger. I'm 28 and you're 32? Yeah. So that was very early, but why not, try that?
I agree. Yeah, I did mine back in, I think it was 2017, and I had to go to Tijuana. Where'd you go for yours?
Dominican Republic.
Okay. That was another option for me. The place that I went to, I can't remember his name now, a famous Detroit Red Wings hockey player. He is older, a grandpa's age, and he had really great success there where he actually left there and he was walking. And
I know
that I wasn't going to walk. That was not why I got the stem cell.
Right.
I was not to run out of there. I think people thought that, I remember when I got approved, I had told everyone, and...
No, I know. They were okay, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, some people took it as I was going to be cured.
I know.
People were like, oh, I remember, I was like, listen, I'm not going to be walking out of there. This is, I don't even know if it's going to work. So, the place that accepted me actually told us no at first, and they were like, we've never had someone with muscular dystrophy, and so no, blah, blah, blah. So my dad was like, listen, you better look at the case again, because he's like, we're going to pay to get this, because we're not expecting, like I said, to come out of here looking like Popeye, the Sailor Man. And he was like, just please look at it. So they finally accepted me. I went to Tijuana. It was very quick. I think I was over there one night. I have mentioned it a few times on the MD groups, and every single time someone had called me a liar. I've been blocked. I've been called really rude names in the groups because of it. Like, people get really pissed. And I'm like, listen, this is my dad actually paid for it. We didn't use it like MDA money or from the golf outing. So it's like,
it was expensive. It was like $12,000 that I raised.
It's an expensive treatment. So if we're willing to do it, like, mind your own beeswax.
Exactly.
And so I had asked my doctor, my neurologist at the time, and he, of course, too, was like, you know, I don't recommend it. It's probably not going to do anything. But he kind of just left it in my hands. So we just said, let's do it.
Yeah.
Do I think it did anything? I noticed after I had better energy.
And greater appetite.
You had a good appetite?
Yeah.
After? Yeah,
so like before smoking weed. The little things, you know, like I would eat like half a pizza, and then I think after like the stem cells, I was like, okay, I can, you know, eat like a pizza. I mean, it was worth a try. I'm glad I did it.
Me too. I don't regret it. I don't.
There's like research in Europe. They're doing it. I mean, it's not
right
in America, but it's not like super bad. It's like not like a chemical that we're putting in our bodies.
Right. I think people thought that like we were injecting like straight up poison, and it's like, I just try whatever, even if it helps a little bit. You know, I think it's worth looking into.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad that we talked about that, because, again, you said that you got hate like about that.
No, it's a little ridiculous.
Because people think muscular dystrophy the same, and it's not. Like, it, you know, it's like, there's so many categories about muscular dystrophy that, like, we're literally 30 and we're still learning.
It really, that's kind of how it is. It's, you learn more and more. I mean, like I just said in my post the other day, I just found out 4 or 5 years ago that my heart was affected. I had no clue. I had absolutely no clue. So
I got my pacemaker 4 years ago, and, you know, I was in heart block. I mean, I had to get emergency surgery.
I think that
I literally went to a checkup of my doctor, and he was like, oh, not really looking too good. I'm like, okay, like, and he's like, you gotta go to a cardiologist. And then I went to the cardiologist, and then, you know, we had a special muscular dystrophy cardiologist in Connecticut, and thank God we have that, because she was like, no, put that pacemaker with IUD, and don't forget that. Yeah. So
I know that I needed one until about 2 years ago when I entered the Maria Dreyfus Facebook group.
Yep.
And then I'm like, wow, people my age have all this, like, should I have it? And then I'm like, you know, I looked more into it. I'm like, I really should.
Why not, you know?
Yeah, so for my little journey, I started getting AFib, like, for the past 3 years, really randomly.
Yep.
And one of the times that I was in it, I got blood clots in the abdomen, which is in 2021.
Yep.
And after that, I had expressed to my electrophysiologist, like, listen, he doesn't really know what Maria Dreyfus is. So I'm like, this is the norm for me to have an ICD pacemaker. Right. He sent me to U of M. It was a completely disaster. He wanted a second opinion. So it was a disaster. I said, forget that. I went back to him. I said, they don't know what they're talking about. So he was like, listen, we're going to put a loop recorder in your chest for however long it needs.
Yeah, I did that.
I need. And mine was for 3 weeks. And he called me after 3 weeks of having it in. He said, I think that's what you had, which was a heart block.
Yep.
And I guess it was probably when I was napping, but my heart got really, really low and and so I got the stuff. I got the stuff like 3 weeks ago now. The first few days, I was like, yeah, it was rough.
Brutal.
It depends on the day, but it's pretty good now. I mean, it depends like how I sleep too. If I wake up and it's sore, then sleeping on it weird. I gotta get used to this bulge.
I know. My bras are like mismatching because my left boob is like larger than my right boob. I'm like, oh, my bathing suits are not looking so tight.
Well, it's annoying because the strap goes right over it.
Yep.
So it's uncomfortable, and I can't wear strapless bras. No. At that point, I'm just not going to wear a bra.
But at least you got it, and it's literally saving your life, and you don't have to worry about your heart issues because you have a device.
Yeah, I'm very relieved. Before the surgery, everyone kept asking if I was nervous, and I'm like, no, because so put me under. I'd love to go to sleep. And then right before he had given me fentanyl, like probably 10 minutes before he put me to sleep, and I was like, what the hell is this? He's like, oh, it's fentanyl, and he gave me more, and I was like, damn. I can see how people get addicted to the fentanyl.
I know.
This is nice, but they didn't give me painkillers when I left.
That's so absurd.
They give me they're like, you'll be fine on Tylenol. And I probably really big on painkillers, but I probably would have taken them because that's how much pain I was in.
Oh, absolutely. But just a trauma for like, not like, Tramadol is like the least opioid, not like
yeah, like fentanyl.
Yeah, fentanyl. I know. I got fucked up on fentanyl when I had the blood clot in the pandemic. I was like,
oh,
whoa.
Now, have you been shocked yet with your thing?
I think like but they just like check my heart pacemaker, and they just put like a magnetic device, and they just check in, and they're like, okay, you're good.
Do you feel the shock?
No, they just don't. It's like a magnetic thing. They just put it up your chest, and it's magnetic, and it just.
But has ICD gone off?
No. Thank God.
Wow.
My God, I'm like nervous about that.
I heard, I'm a part of this ICD group. I'm on part of all these groups.
I know, me too. I love it.
Me too. I love reading all the comments and everything. But I'm a part of this ICD group, and I have been trying to find like someone that has been shocked, because I did hear it hurt. I'm like, oh my, but it's better than dying. So I don't really care.
It's no problem. It hurt. But I have to get my battery replaced in 2 years. So.
Oh. How long have you had it?
I think it lasts for 5 years. So I've had it for 3 years. Yeah, so I have to get it, I guess, removed, or I don't know. Like, whatever works, whatever.
I think mine said 10 to 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got lucky.
I was like, damn. Hopefully I'm still around by then.
So yes, we love pot over opioid. I mean, we can talk about that forever, and we get bullied about that a lot.
Ridiculous. I can't
even
think.
Ridiculous.
It's just something happened. I'm sure you saw last week. And she did come back, and she's like, "Oh, I thought it was cigarettes," but really, it's like just mind your own business, regardless. And I'm all whatever helps you. Me, this is what helps. I don't. Taking medicine really affects my stomach as well. So
me too.
Stay clear of taking any pain medicine, because just like you too, like we can't afford to be losing weight, and I don't want to not be able to eat because I'm on this painkiller. So
Right.
this, it takes care of the pain and it
Yep.
eat. So yeah, there's been a lot of people in the MD group who also have questioned me, like, should you really be doing that? And it's just like, can you just go fly a kite? Because I'm going to be smoking weed till I die. I promise you that.
Me too. Me too. It's just people think that, like, I don't know, like alcohol is allowed, so just
I know.
drink your beer. I don't know, like, who
And
cares?
no one deal about the alcohol, which it's like,
Right.
to me, that,
No one bats an eye about alcohol.
yeah.
And that really frustrates me because without weed, I don't think I would be here. I mean, I would definitely have a feeding tube. I eliminated that, and I'm so thankful because in the muscular dystrophy group, like, everyone has a feeding tube. And I'm like, this is like not right that the doctors are not, using the marijuana, like, medical marijuana. I just don't get it.
Does your pulmonologist know?
Oh yeah, everyone knows.
Yeah, me too. And that's what I try and tell people. It's like, I tell my lung doctor straight up, like, I smoke weed all day, and it's typically this. It's sometimes a joint.
Yep.
It's like, if it helps you, he's like, that's fine. He's like, I'd actually prefer you smoking it like a joint or a blunt versus the pen. He's like, but if you know where you're getting your pens, then
exactly.
Who cares? And I was like, all right, bye.
Yeah.
And it's very down to earth, and that's what you
you have to. Yeah, I've never had a doctor that, like, backs an eye. I think I educate them because in, like, I guess the professional medical world, they just don't, like, think about marijuana except cancer patients. Mm-hmm. Like, I just don't understand. And yeah, I mean, the pain, like, when I, like, really, like have a long day, like, I'll take an edible and I feel my hips, like, not hurting enough. Like, obviously I'm in pain every day. Yeah. But taking an edible and just, like, not worrying about my hip pain for a minute, it's just, like, the best.
I know. It's a lot of hip pain too, and my back too, and it's like you'll still be in pain, but it doesn't as severe. Mm-hmm. It's like you're right, you forget about it.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, well, I can tolerate that pain.
Yeah,
at 10,
Yes, it's not like sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go lay down because my back there's no other way unless.
Oh yeah.
But then the only con I would say is I feel like if I am in a lot of pain and I hit it a lot, I become tired. Mm-hmm. I become very, very, like, mopey, and I just don't want to do anything.
Right? No. But I'm grateful that we have dispensary in our state, and we can, like, literally go to them and, like, just tell them whatever we want.
Me too.
And they're so educated, and they just love, like, that we're using this plant that, is magic.
It's so nice.
And me and my mom were talking about, like, how muscular dystrophy doesn't, like, support, marijuana, because everyone can, relieve the opioids and get off this, pills or the feeding tube, because the feeding tube is, I mean, if you're not getting organic, like, I guess, liquid, it's just pesticides. So it's just, like, it doesn't, like, really make sense why Muscular Dystrophy Association is not pushing marijuana.
Well, a lot of people are always like, how could you do that when, your lungs are restricted and this and that? But, like, honestly, I have had issues with my lungs, knock on wood. So I'm not, like, I do have sleep apnea.
Okay, yeah. think so, like a little bit.
But I don't use the machine because I can't.
No.
I just cannot. And people are like, "Oh my God, the machine changed my life. Like I feel so much better."
Yeah, I when you were using that, but it's like complicated.
I tried. I know you eventually, but
No.
it's just, and like setting it up every night, that's annoying. Like I spend.
Yeah, exactly. What else? I mean, yeah, it's just like difficult to have muscular dystrophy, and I just, want to educate my folks about, so many types of muscular dystrophy, the challenges that we go through, you know, dating, we talk about that. It's the same, we get harassed on dating apps. I don't know why you're not seeing me as a whole or a human. I mean, it's just, I can go on about that. And it's just it's so messed up because obviously we love our bodies and we love what we're doing, but again, society judges us again.
I know that has been really annoying because I feel like where else do you meet people these days? Like I don't go out anymore to the bars, and I'm not, a drinker. So, I do one dating app, and that it's gone. No, the guys that swipe right on me are so strange. I don't even accept them. I just X them, and it's almost like I don't feel like after.
No,
I don't feel like
that anxiety. I'm like, rather talk to my friends.
Me too. I'm like, whatever. Maybe I am fine being single right now.
Right.
It's fine,
Right. But it's just, I don't know. I just like feel that they're missing out, having a, boyfriend or a girlfriend that has a disability, and, the society just erases us, and they just want to, I don't know. It's just a very complicated world when you're disabled. And I know the dating world is insane in the population, but again, when you're disabled, it's
yeah. It's. I feel when I say that, sometimes my friends are like, "Well, it's really for me too," and I'm like, "I get that." See, I always say this: everyone has baggage, no matter what.
Yeah.
But I'm a parent, and I don't like to say that like being disabled is really considered baggage. I don't think it's should hinder the other person, but people view it as baggage. But if they get to know the person, they can realize it's really not.
Right.
So people see it and they're like, "Oh no,
she's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
No, not my time." But if they meet us, like face to face, they don't do that.
Exactly. So.
And like we had like weed cafes because again, I don't drink. I'm not gonna go to the bar and like have a martini. Like I'd rather smoke my pen with like I don't know, like a weed cafe. Like
oh my God, I would love that, and I'd probably find a boyfriend within 10 seconds.
Right, a chipstery guy that doesn't really care about like the opinions of society,
and the kid has like good food and snacks
and a fountain Coke.
I actually went to McDonald's just for a pop, and
I do that all the time.
I got a Dr. Pepper today though. I was like feeling something different. Sometimes I think if I drink too much of the Coke,
I'm addicted to Coca-Cola and Pepsi. My family, like literally, like they're like, Courtney, you need to take a break. I'm like, I can't take a break.
That's how I am with my Diet Dr. Pepper cans. Like,
oh yeah, I have my fridge right there, packed with drinks.
I love it.
That's like my obsession, my drinks and my food. We know that. We love that.
It's something to look forward to. It really is.
It's like our little treat.
It is. It's such a treat to open up a pop.
Right?
I love opening up a pop.
But McDonald's Coke, pop, whatever. It's the best.
It's up to, there's no one that can ever beat that, honestly. Like, no one.
Yeah, that's the best. We like reading.
Yeah.
We love reading. I'm like
Yeah.
addicted to reading now.
I'm
like,
I've been in a rut.
I know you're in a rut. You're doing so good. Like,
oh, you know what the problem is that I read very Lifetime thriller movie type books,
yeah, you
and
like that.
I discovered, well, not discovered, I knew, but I just rediscovered the Lifetime movie.
Oh.
And so I've been watching movies, and it's kind of like the same story.
Yeah.
So I've been lazy, and I'm like, oh, I'll just watch a movie. But I love it because it just me.
Yeah, it takes you, but like to a different,
It does.
place. Smoking our pens and just reading, drinking a pop. It's just like the simple things. I think when you're disabled and you have so much going on in your day-to-day life, you just like the simple things are the greatest, you know?
I love it. You couldn't have said any better. I feel like we really do appreciate just simple treasures throughout the day because, we have a lot that we have to deal with daily, and, just getting somewhere, the logistics of it, getting yourself ready. I know that for me, I don't have care right now, but a lot of times I'll wake up and I'll just have my mom be like, can you please get me dressed? Because I don't, and she'll do it. And then the days I have to do it, I'm like, damn, this is tough.
Right?
So little things.
I was like in my closet and mom's like, oh, you should wear this. I'm like, wow, I'm a 28-year-old and my mom's still picking my outfits out. And I love it. Like my mom is like the best stylist. So
yeah, I don't mind it either. I actually kind of like it.
Right?
Yeah.
We're like so special that we have that like connection about our family, because obviously like our family like the most important part, and I think people take for granted about their family, and I think we're just so lucky that we have a loving family that can do everything.
Yeah, it makes it, I think, easier to deal with. Me and my sisters are really close.
Oh,
and
yes.
They, they're willing to do anything, and they have their own kids now too, but they still, if I said I needed help, like my sister, I have my makeup room, but I don't even barely do my makeup anymore. But that room is trash right now, so I was like, I just need you to come over and help me clean it. So it's like we're trying to pick a day, but it's nice when you have a good support system.
Yeah. Definitely your sisters are good and they have kids, so I mean you're busy.
And the kids,
busy aunt and the fun aunt.
They make me happy. They're very I just love seeing them anytime. And it's nice. I'm lucky that they live so close. They live each other, so they're about 15 minutes from me, 20.
Wow.
So it's nice.
Lucky about that.
Yeah, none of us want to leave. No one wants to leave Metro Detroit.
Yeah.
We're all here.
No, I really, my brother, he's living in California, and the littlest things, that you take for granted, like, when my mom's asleep, I'm like, oh, like I forgot that Jake's not here to like, open up my, soda can. Like, it's just like the littlest things that we take for granted.
100%.
Yeah. But, having muscular dystrophy is insane. That's fun. But I think it makes us grateful for the life that we're living, because when you're muscular dystrophy, you don't really know the future, or anything happens. So I think we're taking it day by day, and thank God we have social media. I mean, we have so many friends around the world that we can chat, and I just love our community, and it's really refreshing.
Just sneeze. Sorry. I hate when it passes and then it hurts.
I know.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said earlier, I'm part of so many groups, but it's nice because specifically muscular dystrophy ones, I feel like I've learned so much from other people, and like I said, like I didn't know anything about the heart issues until one of the groups, so I have learned so more than my doctors, honestly. And I hope that we have these resources, because I feel like, even 10, 20 years ago, this was not readily accessible to people.
Yeah, that's what my mom said.
So it's really nice. I know social media can definitely be...
Absolutely.
It also can be a great thing.
Yeah, we have our blogs and we just write about our life. And I think that's refreshing about the viewers, that really can see into our life.
Yeah. Yeah. My sister and I were talking, and she was like, I think you come a little off as aggressive on some of your posts. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, okay. I'm like, but you're just weak and you can't handle it. We got enough fight, and she's like, I'm trying to help you. Like, I'm coming from a good place. She's like, sometimes you're a bitch on some of your posts. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm like, I'm going to continue being a bitch because I have people that say enjoy my posts. They don't.
Right. Who cares? Just unfollow us.
And trust me, I've had a lot of people unfollow me, unfriend me, block me, everything you can do. But, you just move on. Who cares?
Exactly. Wow. I love this conversation.
Yeah.
We have to wrap up because it literally ends when we're like talking for an hour. Yeah. But I like this like live, because it's like we're just talking, FaceTiming.
I know.
But I'm glad that our viewers can, watch this and get to know us, and definitely follow Maria. She's the shit. And I had a wonderful talk with you. I love you. I'm coming to your golf outing next year. That's my goal.
It would be so fun. I would love if you came here.
Yes.
And we already know that you can get around at my house.
Exactly.
You can come see my pool.
Yes. Oh my God, I love your pool. I'm so jealous.
I know. So hopefully that we can make that happen.
Okay. Well, I love you, and have an awesome day. I will send you this video when I edit this video. And that is it.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me.
Of course. Have a wonderful day, and I'll text you.
All right, sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.